It's a slow morning, okay? Good morning. I'm running late. I have 5 kids I'm taking care of. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. Goodness. Yeah, literally, I just rolled over. I was up at 4 o'clock with the 5 kids. And I rolled over and I was like, oh my God, it's 6:56. And I jumped out of the bed and I went and made a cup of coffee. And I forgot to create my stream live. Do you know how hard it is? Oh, that's cute. You know how hard it is to have 5 kids that's less than a week old? It's difficult. I have a lot to talk about today. I could have messaged y'all and said I won't be going live today, but I wasn't about to screw up my second week. Okay, hang on. I'm not doing well. I'll somewhat do my hair, but I don't know. I may put on. Y'all, it is so hot outside that I feel like I'm literally melting. I mean, I feel like I'm melting and I am not putting on makeup. So this is the best. I might put a little bit on, but I'm not. I'll sweat it off within no time. Yesterday, I was riding down the road and I'm supposed to get my hair done Wednesday. And my hairdresser said, Judy, are you coming for your hair appointment? I said, my hair appointment is Wednesday. She goes, oh, no, it's Tuesday. And I was like, I'm in the car headed to Decatur. So my week has been crazy. How are y'all? Hang on, I got to fix this. So, good morning, everyone. Yeah, yesterday I almost got overheated. I had to stop and come inside. And when I tell you that I'm having to change clothes because I'm drenched, like I'm changing clothes multiple times a day because I'm so drenched. It is awful. Oh my gosh, I would love to harvest basil. Okay, I was going to give it a few minutes before I started because I have a lot to talk about if I can remember everything. You know, I told you I don't write down what I need to talk about, and I probably should. But I don't. Look, y'all, this hair on my head is terrible. Maybe I should do something else. Maybe I'll fix my hair. You had change yesterday too. I mean, y'all, it is awful. Awful. Okay. Let's see. Train wreck. Okay, let me pull this up and then I'll get started. Yeah, and yesterday, this is so crazy, but y'all saw the video of Shane taking the water hose and rinsing Dexter off because he was overheated. Shane was gone yesterday. He had to go to Gadsden. He's off this week, by the way. So he had to go to a Gadsden to his dad's house. And I get out there because Dexter's hot again. I get out there and Dexter will not let me spray him. I'm like, okay, so you let your dad spray you, but you're not letting me spray you. Really? But these animals, I feel so sorry for them. But Shane yesterday brought home, I think you call it an industrial fan. like one of those ginormous fans, you know what I'm talking about, that like you would put in a shop or something. And he brought that home for my garage for my bunnies. And oh my gosh, it's so much better. Okay, I'm going to begin. First of all, welcome this morning. Glad you're here. Sorry that I'm a little off this morning. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning with 5 piglets. And so my schedule is all off. And so I'm really tired. So bear with me. But the end result is I'm here. Okay. So I made it. So that's what's important. Sunday, I got this message from this lady about rescuing these cattle. Okay. And, you know, she begins to be so detailed that she sends me videos of these cows and they are chained. I cannot fix my hair. They're chained to this. I don't know what they're doing. They're chained up and they have, they're like in a row. Here comes my husband. Yeah, I'm up.
Yeah, about time.
They're chained to like this rail, and they're like chained in a row to this rail. And she said, "Will you please help me spread the word about these cattle?" And so I watched the video, and it was awful, y'all. It was awful. There was no like feed or water bucket, and they were in a barn or something, but they were chained up. So this lady asked me, she was like, "Will you please help me spread the word about these cattle?" And I said, "Yes, tell me what's going on with them." And this is the hard part about being a sanctuary, is because you want to rescue everything, right? And you have a big heart to help. Well, I have a friend that's in another farm that is interested in rescuing a cow. And so I heard the video and I said, "Is this something that you would be interested in rescuing?" Because a lot of times I get messages. Sorry, not a lot of time. All the time I get messages about rescuing animals. And you know, there's just one of me, right? And I've got 5 baby pigs right now. So like me rescuing is like slim to none right this second because I'm already overwhelmed. And so when people reach out to me, and y'all have seen my post, you know, like about, you know, hey, I've got this rabbit that needs to be rescued or something like that. So I never just, I try not to say, no, I can't rescue right now. I try to help them find a home for the animal that needs to be rescued, because that's my passion, is to help. And I have a longing to help the animal find a good home. So many times I do that. So immediately when I saw these cows and saw the video, I didn't look at the profile or anything like that. I sent it to my friend that was interested in rescuing a cow. I said, "Hey, would this be something you would be interested in?" And she said, "Judy, I think this is a scam." And I was like, "Why does she think that?" I mean, you know what I mean? Like, why? So then I kind of left it alone because I wasn't sure what's going on. So the next day, that same lady sent me a message. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, please help me. Please help me." And then I said, "How are you wanting me to help you?" I said, "I looked at your profile and you're from New York City. So how am I in Alabama supposed to help you? Like, I'm not really sure, you know, what you're wanting me to help with," because I wasn't sure if she was real or a scammer. And she said, This is where it went. She said, I've used all my money from savings to try to rescue these, and I don't have any more money. I was like, well, here we go. Here we go. Here I am trying to find these cows a home, and this lady is a darn scammer. And so I said, so I'm listening to her, and then she starts going, I just need, I can't remember, I need X amount of money or something to, and I said, all I wrote was scam. That's all I wrote. Because I was so mad that I was sitting here trying to find these cows a home, and this lady was a scammer, and now she's asking me for money. And I was just so frustrated. So she begins to tell me that she's not a scammer, and she can't believe that I treat animals like this, and like really puncturing my heart, telling me that, that basically that I say I'm a sanctuary and I'm not going to help. I was so hurt. And this is not the first time this has happened to me. Being a sanctuary, these scammers, and I believe this person wasn't from another country, because a lot of times, you find that they're from other countries, or you kind of like think they are. Now, this person was straight up from somewhere around here, because she had fluent English, because she started arguing with me when I told her she was a scam. So I ended up blocking her, but I contacted another sanctuary that I know that is much larger, much, much larger than me. And I said, this has to happen to you, because I'm this little peon in Coleman with this little bitty sanctuary, and you're absolutely enormous. This has got to happen to you. And he goes, it happens to me all the time. And I thought, how sad is it that these sanctuaries out here trying to help people rehome animals, and I take in animals and so forth like this. And then there's people that try to scam you out of money, trying to tell you that animals are injured and they need your help financially. So that happened yesterday. And I wanted to go, do you have any clue what I've been through in the past 24 hours? And you just tried to scam me for money from an injured animal. She was going to the extent of telling me that they didn't have water and they didn't have food. And then that started kind of ringing a bell with me, going, really? Like someone's going to post a video of them not feeding and watering their animals. Like I find that really, really hard to believe. It was really tough, because now, because I was talking to this other sanctuary, and I was like, it's making me not want to help anyone. And I thought, is this why people start hardening their heart, because you don't know who's real and who's not real? And it just made me feel really sad inside, because people go to the extent, and I don't know if you've ever done that, like you know how like you may see somebody on the side of the road with a sign and a dog, and they're saying need food or something like that, and you're like, are they a drug addict? You like automatically assume, oh, do they really need money, or are they just standing out on the side of the road? But when it comes to stuff like that, this is the way I look at it, is if I feel led to give to someone and they do wrong, that's on them. Me giving to them is, I'm giving with a good heart, and I'm giving for the right reason. And what they choose to do with the money is on between them and God. And I kind of felt like if I would have given her money and that would have happened, I would have tried not to beat up myself and said, Judy, you gave with a good heart, because I have given before and not realizing what was happening either. But luckily, I was smart enough this time to realize it was a scam. But anyway, okay, so enough about that. I was just gonna let y'all know how terrible this sinful world is. Like, I'm like, go get a job. Like I work hard, you go work hard. Like, don't be, trying to scam money from people online. That's not nice, And I was trying to think how to, how do I turn her around? But then see, I'm a fixer and you know what I mean? And I can't do that. Anyway, okay, so I want to talk about this morning about being a people pleaser, because I am a people pleaser. And I want to talk about what causes someone to be a people pleaser. And I did a lot of thinking yesterday on this. I was like, what causes me to be a people pleaser? And I felt like, first of all, I want to know your opinion. I want to see what you say, because it's always, I always tell you my opinion. I want to know your opinion. What do you think causes someone to be a people pleaser? And I want to read your comments. What do you think causes people to be a people pleaser? Abuse causes people to be a people pleaser. It's a trauma response. I agree. Anybody else have any input on what causes that? Trauma. Yes, it is one of your worst faults. It's mine too. It almost never ends. Yes, you want to always try to help. I agree, Sue. Big hearts that have been broken in the past. Yes. Yes, chastity. Someone being afraid. I wish I had 4 hands so I could do this. Let's see. I'm learning how to do this. Chastity says a person that has a big heart. Yes, I agree. Betrayal. Oh, yes. Betrayal is huge. Hurt feelings. Yes. Insecurities. So, wanting people to like you. I need to put this up because this is me. Okay, so when I am a bad people pleaser, Becky. I have been a people pleaser all my life. My husband used to tell me, Becky, you can't help everyone. It's a person with a big heart. Yes, I agree. Okay, so I am a big people pleaser. And so it often gets me in trouble because you want everyone to like you, right? Timothy says, I have always helped people and tried to do for people and always get hurt in the end. Yes. Yes. Emotional abuse with your ex. So I have been thinking about the fact that I'm a people pleaser, and probably the worst thing you can do is be a people pleaser and have social media. It is not a good thing to be in social media, being a creator and being a people pleaser. And so y'all know, as far as now, I have been on Facebook for 5 years or so. I don't know, 4 years. 4 years. I think I started it in 2019. Yeah. I started Facebook in December 2019. So might as well say 3 years. YouTube was really created and started, I think it was April or something like that. And, Brooke and Jason came to my farm, and then bam, I have you two people, right? So, like, I tell you guys that on YouTube, I was always scared because they didn't know me. And I in the beginning I started getting a lot of negative comments from YouTube, and it was because that's cute. It's because they didn't know me. They didn't know me. So anyway, I'm spraying hairspray right here. So anyway, being a creator is difficult. Being a people pleaser, it's kind of like if you're in a position at work where you're a people pleaser, like let's just say a nurse or something like that, and something happens and you're a people pleaser and you find yourself just totally getting beat up. And it's like, okay, how do I fix being a people pleaser when I've been a people pleaser my whole life? Like, how do I fix those problems? And so I actually had a counseling appointment yesterday. I told you guys that, listen, I do counseling once a week. Like, I take care of myself. And I feel like counseling is something that everybody could use, whether you struggle with depression or not. Counseling has really changed my life. I have been with my counselor. We figured it up yesterday, for 14 years, the same counselor for 14 years. And that is special because when I was trying to find a counselor, it was hard to find a connection to a counselor. Like, I couldn't get connected. Like, it just, I don't know. And I finally found one, and we've stuck together for 14 years. So she knows me really well, right? She knows all my ins and outs. She knows my struggles. Like, she knows everything. My hair on the top of my head is so flat, like it ain't even funny. So anyway, so I was talking to her about being a people pleaser, and I asked her, like, what the heck? Why am I such a people pleaser? Like, what the heck? And so we did talk about, trauma and like always wanting to be liked and not feeling accepted and stuff like that. And so I was like, how do I fix being a people pleaser? Because this is not healthy for me. This is not healthy for all. So this past spring, I went into a bunch of schools. Reading my book, talking about how my animals don't discriminate, teaching kids about discrimination, about people with disabilities, like going in, I went into, I'm going to say I probably went into at least 10 schools this spring. And the second they find out that I am a YouTuber, those kids flip their lid. Like, when I tell you they flip their lid in excitement, and they like start jumping up and down that a YouTuber is at their school. And in the beginning, I was like, what the heck's that all about? Like, what the heck? Like, why are they so excited that I do YouTube? Like, I couldn't figure it out. Like, but they were like, just like, I mean, jumping up and down, high-fiving each other. And then the questions started. How many subscribers you got? Have you got the diamond? Like stuff like that. They started questioning me. And when I told them that I had 15,000 subscribers, they're like, are you serious? I like literally, so when it first happened, I couldn't quite understand what was going on. I was like, why are they so excited? Like, what the heck? I mean, why aren't they excited to see the rabbits? Or why are they excited that I'm a YouTuber? I couldn't understand it. And then as time went on and I kept going to more schools, I began to notice that every single school was flipping out not because I had a tortoise or Ruger or my pigs that could sit. They were flipping out over me being a YouTuber. And so I realized really fast that must be something really popular with young kids. And so I had a school this week ask me to come back for career day to speak to the kids about being a YouTuber. And I thought in my head, what am I supposed to? Okay, well, what you need to do is you need to call Coghill, and Coghill will come, come tour your farm and see how you treat your animals. And then bam, you have that's YouTube. It literally happened in 1 month. No, I can't say that, right? So I'm trying to tell them, like about being a YouTuber. So often I have families come here and they say, she's dying. She watches your videos. She's dying to be a YouTuber. And it's a small kid. And they were like, what do you recommend? And I thought about this yesterday because they called me yesterday to come to the school. And I thought, well, first of all, I'm not a huge channel. So like, I don't know if I have all the answers. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of experience with Facebook, but I don't have as much experience with YouTube. So I didn't know if I was really equipped to be able to go into a school and talk to them. But when parents ask me, they say, such and such, this little girl, whatever, Susie Q, I can't say Susie Q, little Judy over here would like to have a YouTube channel. What do you recommend? Or should I let her do that? And I thought about it yesterday because I got asked yesterday, and I thought, okay, I'm 52 years old, and there's times when I cannot handle the comments. So how is a 7-year-old going to handle the comments? Like, that's what I think about. And so I've never said that out loud to a parent, but I thought, okay, a lot of times, I always, like, when I go to the vet or go to the doctor with my dad, I'll ask the doctor when we have a decision to be made. I'll ask the doctor, if this was your dad, what would you do? And he usually will tell me. And now that I'm being faced with that, hey, if you had a child, would you let them do YouTube? And I thought about it for a minute. And the first thing I thought in my head was, yes, kids have got to grow up. Yes, I would let them do it. But then I started thinking about that 7-year-old that has, that's a people pleaser. What's her? Let me see who this is talking. Karina, is that right? A parent can turn off the comments for children. Okay, so like, this is my thought on that. Personally, like, when you're now, I don't know, I might not know what I'm talking about, so just bear with me. But like, if I turned off all my comments, like right now, if I did a live video and it was all about me and I turned off comments, there's no interaction, right? There's no interaction. Like, if I post a video and I never let y'all comment, I feel like I'm not building a relationship. I feel like, and I think that comes from my sales background, is because, and not that I'm trying to sell you, because I'm not, but can you imagine having a friend that you never talk to and you just hear her side of the story and you never hear your side of the story? And like, it's hard to build a relationship. So like, anyway, so I thought about it and I thought, oh my gosh, I feel like this is like, what are they gain? Like, if I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. I'm sorry. If I turned off my comments, now I don't know, a kid might be different, but if I turned off my comments and I never got to see your comments or your side of you or anything like that, I feel like that there would be a big disconnect. I would feel like I would get bored and I would quit making videos. So let's talk about a 10-year-old. Let's go a little bit higher up in age. So we have a 10-year-old that wants to start a YouTube channel, okay? And you think, this is a good idea or whatever. So you let them start the YouTube page and you turn off the comments. Do you think that he is going to keep the stamina up of making videos with no responses? And although you can turn off your comments on YouTube, well, the second that he goes to school and says, I've started a new YouTube channel, y'all go subscribe to my page, right? Because that's what we do. When people come to the farm, I try to remember. I don't always remember. I'm like, I have a YouTube. Y'all go subscribe to Snead's Farmhouse if you want to follow the animals and see what they're doing. Or if you made a connection to an animal, you can subscribe to my page. So the little 10-year-old kid goes to school. Oh my gosh, I started this YouTube page. And so the school starts following his YouTube page, right? Because that's what kids do. You follow mine, I'll follow yours. And immediately the comments on the screen go to comments in person. That video you did was stupid. Why'd you do that? And so if a kid is a people pleaser, what does it want to do to that child? What do you think? What do you think happens to a 10-year-old? Timothy, I agree. Because most people, you think about kids and the way the games are. Jane, right? It'll break your heart. You think about kids and games. Okay, those. If you have kids or grandkids, nowadays they put the little headset on and they play with people from other places. And if there was no line of communication, I believe that those kids are not going to keep it up. They're not dedicated enough, because YouTube can take years. It took me 4 years to get 20,000 followers on Facebook. It took 4 years. And that's me doing it by myself. That's not me being blessed by Coghill. That's me, hard work, doing it by myself to build it. So it took 4. So is a 10-year-old disciplined enough to make videos with no comments for 4 years? I don't think so. That's just my personal opinion. True, they could filter it by the parents. It's a lot. That would be if a parent, if I did that for my child, and I do know a farm channel that does that. Like the mom does all the editing. He does all the videos, and then he just gives them to his mom, and his mom edits them. And he's like, I think 12 years old. But what do you like when you have your child doing videos and you're editing? Are you teaching your child? I mean, maybe the child's sitting right beside her when she edits. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be a hard topic to talk about. And all I can think about is people pleasers. And how do I talk to kids about you can't be a people pleaser? So what tools, if these kids want to be YouTubers, what tools can I give them to put in their pocket so they don't set themselves up for failure being a YouTuber? That's all I can think about. Like, some people, my son wanted to go into welding. Okay. So he was in high school, and I think it was his sophomore or junior year. I remember going with this person that owned they had a welding school in Jacksonville, Florida. And the little sales rep came with me and my son and my son's dad, and we all sat down at the McDonald's parking lot, right? And not parking lot, inside McDonald's. And he began to tell us about the school because he was selling us for my son to go to that school, right? And so, do you know what he did? He literally, and I am not joking, he got paycheck stubs from welders and said, okay, look at this, look how much money this person that came to our school made. Okay, look at this check. Look at how much this person made. And my son, being in high school, all he saw was dollar signs. And he was like, yes, I want to do this. This guy's got a $37,000 check or $50,000 check from going on this job. Like, welders make really good money. But see, what he neglected to tell my son is how hard work it is, how you're on a roof during the summer in the scalding heat with the welding and long sleeves on, sweating your butt off for 12 hours a day to make, like, he didn't tell him all the gory details about the job. He just showed him the dollar signs. And my son wasn't quite mature enough to know how he got that. Like, that person that made 30, my husband's a welder, so I know this, but like the person that made that check, how old were they? And what steps did they had to take to get to that point? They didn't graduate welding school and make $30,000, $7,000 welding a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was misrepresented. And so my son had to learn the hard way how to get to where he was going. And so when I go into the school to talk about being a YouTuber or a social media person, like, I want to lay a platform, and I don't want to set unrealistic expectations of, oh yeah, you should let them do YouTube, you'll make tons of money. Yeah, you should. Like, that's not what I want to do. I want to be honest. Like, and so I was thinking about a kid being a people pleaser like me, and I realized how hard it is for me at 52 years old to read some of these comments. And I thought, how would a child handle it? Like, I don't think a child is mature enough, or a 10-year-old, and maybe that's something that I talk about with the parents, is that, the kid YouTube versus adult YouTube. I don't really know about the kid YouTube. I don't know what all, I'm sure it's regulated by, cuss words and what, you can rip someone a new one without saying a cuss word. Do you get me? I mean, you can totally rip someone up. Yes. Brianna, you're right. This is what happens is, people are mean. Yesterday after I posted my video, I had two stuff to me, and one of them was said, I can't watch your video anymore because you baby talk. And I can see where that would get on someone's nerves. I mean, I really can. I mean, if you sit here and watch somebody baby talk a pig for a minute, it might get on your nerves. Like, I can see that. But like, the thing is with me, baby, I don't know how to talk to Shishi regular. I'm so sorry. If it gets on your nerves that I baby talk to Shishi, I literally can't help it. Do you know how to talk to your dog without doing baby talk? Good morning, baby. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. And I wanted to rip the lady a new one and just go, say something ugly and go, really? That's all you saw in the whole video? Like, really? And then another person said the same thing. And then I started getting my feelings hurt. And I was like, okay, now when I lay down with Shishi, I'm going to have to make sure that I do not baby talk. So see how my people pleaser kicked in high gear and I began to try to please this lady and say, okay, I can't baby talk anymore because she said she didn't like it. So I need to make her happy and I got to stop baby talking with Shishi. You know what I'm saying? And then I wrote a message and I can't remember what I said. But I don't think it was really with a good heart. I didn't say, and I tried to go back. I think I said, I don't remember what I said because I reacted out of being mad. And then, well, what happens with YouTube is you see your comments, but then when you comment back, it kind of goes away and then you got to go search for it. And I was like, I need to go search for this. I need to go search for this, what I said, and I need to go back and fix it because I didn't say it with a loving heart. And that was not very nice of me to respond that way. And I thought, okay, how can I tell these kids how they should respond when people are ugly and you're a people pleaser? So yesterday, I kind of thought about everything. Because I don't know. Let's see how many comments I had. So I'll tell you how people pleasers are, and maybe you can relate to me. Okay, there are 118 comments, and probably 112 comments were sweet. And a people pleaser, there's 2 comments that are mean. Or maybe they're not mean, they just weren't like, they didn't like you. They didn't like, oh, I know what she said. I know what the other lady said. She said, you said, hang on, how is she for my title? And she said, your video is very disappointing because you didn't even talk about your pig. And I responded and I said, the first section of the video was Freddie and Shishi. I brought Freddie into the pen to live with Shishi, and I had to separate them. And if you just watch one video and you haven't watched a series of videos, you don't really know what's going on. You might not know who Freddie is. You don't know that Freddie and Shishi were. But in my video, I showed the baby pictures of Freddie and Shishi because they have always been together. So I brought Freddie into the pen with Shishi to comfort her. And I had a conversation with Freddie and I had a conversation with Shishi, and I was laying on the ground telling Shishi that I was going to take care of her babies and it was going to be okay and so forth. And she told me that my video was totally disappointing to her because I didn't tell her how Shishi was. All I did was talk about other animals because Dexter was in the video, me spraying him. And I was like, people pleaser Judy was like, gosh, shouldn't have done that. Dang. But I responded to her, and I responded in a way that it was a quick acting, and I tried to go back and fix it. So as I go into schools and talk to kids about being a YouTuber, I thought about how do I tell them to handle comments, because I don't do it well myself sometimes. But I think from this point on that yesterday I felt more guilty about the way I responded to the negative comment than I did about the comment, because I can control myself, right? So when people say things to us and we're people pleasers, we can control ourselves, but we can't control the comments that they make. So I want to talk to kids about, that, and how that we have to stand strong and be kind back, because kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes, and you never know, you may become friends with that person in the long run because you showed kindness, and you don't ever know how you can turn a situation around by being kind. So I thought about what I can say when people are negative to me and I'm a people pleaser. I thought this. I'm going to say, when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. And that person that doesn't follow me is going to go, what the heck does that mean? And she can research what that means, or she can begin to ignore it. But when that lady watched my video and she got the choice to sit it out and critique everything that I did in that video, or she got the choice to dance and go, okay, what is Judy's mission? What is Judy's heart? What is Judy trying to accomplish? What has Judy been through with Shishi? She didn't dance. She set it out and went straight to negative. So I decided that from this point on, when someone talks about my cheese ball hair or something like that, I'm going to respond, when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. So I decided that that's what I'm going to teach kids when I go into the school about YouTube, is about how it's discipline. You have to be disciplined, because like this morning, I woke up at 6:56 because I was up at 4 o'clock this morning doing 5 piglets, and I was tired, and I had to be disciplined to get up because it has to be a routine. It has to, because people have to know when to get on your lives. So it is routine, and it's about discipline, and it's about giving back. It's about people. There's 107 people watching me right now, and they could do a million other things than watch Judy live on YouTube or Facebook. They could be doing anything, but they chose to watch my live. So out of respect for the 107 people, now 103, that are watching my video, out of respect for them, I'm going to try to do a routine. Although I don't work well with routine. I do not. But this is something that I'm having to discipline myself with, because it's out of respect for who gives me the time of day, that watches my videos, because they help pay for my farm. So I thought, well, I think that responding with my mission about sitting it out or dance would be a positive way to say to them that it's not about that. At the end of the day, if baby talking, I know. You know what I told her? I was so mean. I said, if you don't like my baby voice, you can watch my videos and mute my voice. That was so ugly. That was so ugly of me, because you know what I did? I don't know if I'm going to say this wrong. Y'all can correct me. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Is that right? Is that how you say it? 2 wrongs. My mom used to say that all the time. It's not 2 rights make a wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. So like what she did was ugly, but what I did was so ugly. So we were both wrong. At the end of the day, maybe she was just having a bad day. She was like, this baby talk is straight getting on my nerves, and I'm going to tell her about it. And I'm like, hey, Joker, you want to talk about my baby talk? Well, just mute me. That was not nice of me. But can you imagine the impact that I could have made if I would have said, when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. And she might have responded to me, what does that mean? And I would have gotten the opportunity to say, in life, you have 2 choices. You can sit it out and concentrate on yourself, or you can get out and go make a difference in someone else's life. And if I would have got the opportunity to say that to her, I could have turned things around about the situation. Because like, people don't know, like when you watch a video, you judge that one video and what you see. Sometimes it's hard to see. And I'm going to talk about my live Sunday with Chestnut Hill. I can't decide if I need to sit like this because my legs start hurting. Chestnut Hill Farms, they get beat up for being a farm to table farm, and they are friends of mine, and they get beat up tremendously. And I'm like, you could concentrate on, like, if you see a video and you find out they're a farm to table person, you can go, oh my gosh, they kill animals. They're terrible. They're terrible. But see, you can look at me and say, all she does is baby talk. That's all she does is just, why would someone want to watch her? She sits and baby talks with her animals. But if you take a minute to get to know the person, the message is so much bigger than they slaughter animals or all she does is baby talk her animals. The mission behind the person, getting to know the person and knowing like their mission, that's when you should decide whether you want to watch their videos or not. Is know their mission. Like, go research the person. Like, what was the purpose in their farm? Are they just looking to make money on YouTube, or what is their mission? Like, what do they give back? Do they, like, are they feeding their community? Like, how are they feeding their community? Like, oh my gosh, like if they told a story about Sunday, they talked about giving away free food for people that are less fortunate. Can you think about this just for a minute? Think about Chestnut Hills processes chickens, okay? That the chickens only live 8 weeks, right? They grow them, they get huge. After 8 weeks, the chicken's going to die anyway because it's a meat bird, okay? They process the chicken and then they give it to the people in need. That's their mission. Do you see the big picture? And then people only concentrate is, oh my gosh, I'm not watching their channel because they kill chickens. They're feeding the homeless. How beautiful is that? Okay. And like with me in my channel, my mission is to give back what God has blessed me with. Okay. My farm is a hobby. I am fortunate enough. I do not work personally for several reasons. But one of the main reasons I do not work is because I take care of my dad, my stepdad, which is a big deal. It's hard work. You take care of your family. And if you've ever taken care of your parents, you know what I'm going through. It's difficult. Okay. And I stay home for that. I was getting depressed. So Shane said, let's get chickens. I didn't say, I think I'll start a petting zoo and I think that I'll make money doing this. No, every time I make money, I give back. The schools that I'm going into to speak about social media is volunteer. That's volunteer. I go do that because I want to give back. And you guys watching my videos and me making money off YouTube, guess what? And Facebook. I have been able to stop killing myself Monday through Friday, sweat and do chores all day long to try to make ends meet. Now I'm able to take care of myself. I'm in the air conditioning right now, bringing Judy to you live in your living room. And it helps me be able to pay for my feed. So I can go volunteer more and go into schools, and I can spread, kindness into schools and talk to kids about YouTube and how to handle it. And I can take my animals into schools, and then I can open up my farm during the weekends for tours and stuff. And I can open it up for schools to come here to learn about discrimination. It has nothing to do with the farm. They come and learn soft skills. So like, you see what I'm saying? So that's the big picture. And when someone goes, oh my God, all she does is she talks baby talk to her animals. All they do is slaughter I'm not watching their page because they slaughtered the pigs. Like, they're feeding the homeless. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? So like, learning your mission and knowing the person that you're watching, and like, just like me, almost sending money for these cows to be rescued. Like, I have to know the big picture before I make a commitment like that. Because if I was to send them $1,000 to go rescue the cow, that lady just made $1,000 and is not even rescuing cows, because I didn't look at the big picture. I just focused on the problem. You see what I'm saying? So to be a people pleaser, it's almost 8 o'clock. Being a people pleaser can be difficult, and it's something that we need to strive at fixing, because it can be a huge problem and a huge crutch in our life. I think how you stop, you know how, like, you talk about, like, I think about like AA meetings, Alcoholic Anonymous meetings. They say the first step in recovery is to admit your problem. I feel like that goes across the board. Admitting, like, you being a people pleaser is keeping you up at night. You being a people pleaser is causing you anxiety. You being a people pleaser is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's causing an issue. Like, you have to recognize what you being a people pleaser, what is it causing you? Is it causing you to stress out because you're trying to please every person? You're trying to fix everyone's problems. You're taking on other people's problems on your shoulders, and you're stacking stress up on your shoulders, and it's causing you to not feel good. It's causing you anxiety. Like, you have to recognize the problem. That's the first step in not being a people pleaser, is recognizing the problem. I recognize the problems very quickly. Like, very quickly. The second someone doesn't like me, it hurts my feelings big time. And you have to know that not everyone's going to like you, right? Because not everyone has therapy under their belt. Okay. Not everyone works on practicing staying in their own lane. Not everyone practices reducing their own anxiety. Like, not everyone's like that. Not everyone recognizes that they're ugly. So the only thing, I talk about, the only thing you can do is fix yourself. So recognizing the problem and then addressing it the second you recognize it, because you got to be quick to recognize it. Because I did not recognize it when I read the message and I responded back quickly. I did not recognize that I was being a people pleaser. I didn't. And I didn't practice kindness, which is what I preach. I didn't practice kindness when I responded to that person. And we have to recognize it and not act quickly. So, like, the second someone says something negative to you, pause. Pause is a important word to me. I've had to learn to pause. Shane is a butthole, let's just say. Shane fires something ugly to me. Pause. Pause. Don't respond. I tell you what, Joker, you ain't gonna talk to me that way. Pause. Don't say that. Pause. The second when you're a people pleaser and someone says something, pause. You hear me? Remember this word. Stop and pause and go, what is going on here? Okay, I am feeling really negative about myself because this person just said that I had greasy hair that looked like it had not been washed in 3 days. Pause. Judy, do you wash your hair every 3 days? No. Okay. Do you neglect your looks? Do you neglect doing your hair? Do you like is there reasonings that's causing that? Pause and ask yourself questions when you're a people pleaser. Stop what you're doing the second it happens and you find yourself going, they hate me. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said this. I shouldn't have said this. When you start doing that to yourself, stop yourself and start asking yourself questions. Sue, are you straight up ugly to your sister? Do you cause your sister not to talk to you because you're a sister from Hades? No. Okay. Do you exercise kindness? Yes. Okay. Did you say something in the past that you owe an apology for? Yes. Okay. So you need to apologize for this. Okay. Now, understand we talk about expectations. So if you are expecting your sister, when you go to apologize for something that you have done, and you expect your sister to respond a certain way, you're in trouble. So don't even go apologize if you expect something in return. But if there's something that you have done that you owe an apology for, you have to expect nothing in return. You have to do it to clear your own conscience. Okay, Sue's sister is Sally. Why do I choose Sally again? I'm sorry if your name's Sally and I'm offending you. Sally, back when we were kids, I treated you awful. And I feel guilty, but I was too young to really know what I was doing. And I apologize for anything that I had done to offend you, but I really wish we could mend this friendship or this sisterhoodship. You did this, you did that. And she starts calming, and then you go into the left field. All you can look at her and say is, Sally, I'm sorry, and walk away. But if you're expecting her to go, it's okay, we're grown now, and I love you with all my heart, and you're in trouble. So today I want you to learn one thing. Recognize that you're a people pleaser and pause and begin to ask yourself questions like, what is this making me feel like? Like this person said I'm ugly, or this person said that I should have done this, or whatever. I shouldn't have done this. Stop yourself. Pause and ask yourself questions. Because when you pause, you're able to get a clear understanding, and you recognize that you're a people pleaser and you can stop it from happening. When you recognize the problem, it's the beginning of being healed from being a people pleaser. All right. Yes, you're correct. Premeditated resentments. You are correct. You're in trouble when you do that. All right, guys. I didn't get the preaching stick out today. I was able to talk, but I think it was because I wasn't putting on my makeup. And the preaching stick, I think, comes out when I do my makeup. I'm not really sure. So today, Shane is off this week, and he is in work mode. His father got here at 5 o'clock this morning, and him and his father, Shane has built, I don't know if I can show you. I think I put it on my, if y'all don't follow my personal page on Facebook, you're welcome to. I'll show you what it is. I used to not let people follow that page, but I decided that it was okay. But this is my personal page. So you can go follow it if you want to screenshot it. You can go follow it. Garth, the reason I'm saying that is because you can see the picture. But my husband built. We have what's it called? A sawmill, because he saws the wood to build the barns and stuff. And so he was having to pick up the sawmill with the excavator when he needed to move it, and it's in the middle of our yard, and it looks awful, and I can't stand it. So he built a trailer so he can attach the trailer to the back of the tractor and move it around where he needs to move it. Isn't that cool? So he built this beautiful trailer with wheels, and anyway, so you can go to my personal page because I posted a video of it yesterday. But he painted it. So today, I don't know what he's doing today, but I know what he's doing today. Today, my father-in-law and him are going to pick up the sawmill to put it on the trailer today. So that's what they're doing. And today I get to go to the grocery store. And last week I went to the grocery store for the first time in 3 years. And it felt really good. So today I'm going to go back to the grocery store and buy groceries, because you should see what my refrigerator looks like. It's literally on empty. And Shane was like, we have nothing in this refrigerator. I'm like, dude, do you know that I've had 10 piglets born in the past couple of days. Like, have I had time to go to the grocery store? Let's just think about this for a minute. Anyway, so that's what I get to do today. Okay, let's see. Was there something? Yeah, don't overspend. That's why I usually order groceries and don't go into the grocery store. My coffee's cold. I know I wanted him to build a wagon, but I didn't know if I would tump the kids over. Remember, I'm a city girl, right? So me carrying kids on a wagon sounds very dangerous to me. Yeah, Karen, I love to order groceries because if I go over my budget, then I can start taking things away that are in my grocery shopping cart. And when I get to the register and my bill's $400, I can't go, can y'all just wait? I need to go put this back. I need to go put this back. I need to go put this back. I used to go to the grocery store with a calculator. I used to do that. I really did because I was trying not to go over budget. And last night when Shane was screaming and hollering that we didn't have no groceries, I said, hey, guess what, Joker? We're on a budget. And I spent $400 at the grocery store. And that $400 has to last us 2 weeks. There is stuff to eat in there. You can eat a flipping grilled cheese or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. You don't have to have a turkey or ham sandwich. You're not that great, Shane. Maybe I should try it with him. When he's ugly, I'm going to go, Shane, you have 2 choices. You can sit it out or you can dance. Which one are you going to do? Do you think he would know what I was talking about? No, he would have no clue. He would look at me but he would probably go, what does that mean? Maybe you should start watching my videos. Maybe if you started watching my videos, you would be kinder. Shane has a short fuse. Okay. Maybe I'll try to get it on video one day when he's ugly and pops. We ain't got milk in the refrigerator. You haven't been to the grocery store flipping. Okay, well, if you want to hand out $400 every time I go to the grocery store, I'll be glad to go to the grocery store. And you can pay $1,000 a month for the daggum grocery bill for 2 people. I'll be glad to. At least you have a wife that budgets. You could have one that could care less. Your life could be a lot worse. It is. Anyway, thanks for joining me this morning. I would like to know how y'all are dancing. I would like for y'all to just tell me how you're you helping other people. How is it making a difference in your life? I've been getting a couple of messages about it, and it really makes me smile to know that I'm encouraging y'all to make a difference in your own life and other people's lives. And I love hearing the stories about it. So share with me your stories about how you're dancing, because I would love to hear it, because it might give me an idea on some other things that I can do to dance. All right, guys. Piglets are doing great. They're getting feisty. So that little white pig that I've posted a video on. If you're on YouTube, I don't think I posted there. So this is the hard part of posting YouTube. Facebook, you post this way. YouTube, you post this way. Shorts on YouTube, you post this way. So when I do videos, I'm like, which way, depending on which angle I did is where I post it. So I try to do a video. When I do a video of the pigs, I try to do one this way and I try to do one this way, because you have to do it 2 different ways. And it is a big old fat headache. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for joining me this Wednesday morning. I don't know what I have this weekend. I haven't even looked, but I might try to pop in live one day this weekend. I'm not sure when, but thanks for joining me. I love you with all my heart. Thanks for following me. Thanks for everything that you do for my farm. And you help me give back by watching these, and I thank you so much. So the next step I'll do is to go into schools and talk to schools about being YouTubers. And if you have any advice for me, to give kids about how to handle being a people pleaser and negative comments. That's something that I feel like is going to be the hardest for kids to do if they are YouTubers, is to handle that, because it's hard for me to handle as 52 years old. So if you have advice to give me that I can jot down and begin to ponder on it to put together a career pack for them, let me know. All right, you got two choices in life, right? You can sit it out on the couch or you can dance. And today, I hope you dance. I'll see you guys this weekend.